Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe down below to become part of my PJ squad, which is always awesome. And as always, comment down below what you guys would like to see next, or if you just want to hop down there and say hello. I'll be answering as many comments as I can. So today I am doing part 2 of the Retro Slime Company review, and like in part 1, I am doing 5 slimes on this one. You only see 4 on screen because the last one takes up the whole screen by itself, so I just decided to keep that one off camera, but you will see it when I review it. Most of their slimes are in these mason jar inspired containers with their shop logo on the top and the slime name and label on the side. Starting off the review, we have Twist, which is a black bingsu bead slime with white microflown beads in it, and it is scented like crushed Oreos. I couldn't find any other videos of this slime, but based on the picture, it definitely looks like the base is supposed to be white, and here you can see it's more of a greenish color. If the base is supposed to be white, I would just assume that the bingsu beads bled. Not really sure what they're made of. They definitely feel different than other bingsu beads I've felt before, which I will get into later, but it may have bled into the base. I would have loved to have the slime still have its white base, but I love the color black. It is my favorite color, so this slime still looks very beautiful to me. As I mentioned earlier, the bingsu beads do feel different than any other bingsu beads I have felt in slime before. They're definitely a lot softer and more moldable. Keeping that in mind though, I do think it's for the best in this because, to my surprise, even though they are softer, the crunches are the best I have ever felt and heard in a bingsu bead slime. And because the bingsu beads are softer, they're not as harsh on my hands. Because it is a bingsu bead slime, it does leave quite a bit of residue, but it wasn't really an issue with me once I activated it just a little more than normal. Usually that doesn't fix it, but for some reason, I think again it has to do with the beads. It helped a lot with the residue, especially once it sat and the activator got to fully work into this. There's really not a lot of residue anymore. And I know I already mentioned the bubble pops, but I'm telling you guys, this one has endless bubble pops. And I know a lot of slimes do, but this one, they're a lot crispier and louder, and there's so many of them. I honestly think it's because of the beads. Since they're moldable, you are able to squish them down, which creates air pockets in the slime, obviously creating bubble pops, and they sound amazing. I also love the scent. Most of the time I don't really get realistic Oreo scents, but this smells exactly like crushed Oreos. And it's a very strong scent. So this one does get 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next up we have Don't Worry Dip Happy, which is a white cloud cream scented like vanilla ice cream. It also comes with multicolored beads that you get to add yourself and a Firmasoft smiley charm. This slime was inspired by 2 things. The first is the song Don't Worry Be Happy, and the second is Dippin' Dots, both of which I love very much. Like the last one, this one did come slightly sticky, so all I did was activate it a little bit. I remember from my last review how much I loved their cloud cream slimes, so I knew I had to try one again, and this one did not disappoint whatsoever. Something about their cloud creams are super addicting. They're very holdable and inflating and thick and soft, and you can spread them. There's just so many things you can do with them, and they always smell amazing. There's also no tagginess to this, which is always a huge bonus. This slime is scented like vanilla ice cream, and to me, it smells like if you mixed vanilla frosting from the store with vanilla ice cream. It smells super sweet, and with the way this feels and looks, it looks like I'm playing with real frosting. I do think this slime has one pretty big downfall, however. Both when this slime was underactivated and perfectly activated, those colorful beads that you get to add to it just do not want to stick whatsoever. I absolutely love the way they look, and they make the slime come together, especially with the Dippin' Dots part of the inspiration, but they really did not want to stay, and the only reason I didn't have a huge problem on camera was because I was being super careful with stretching it and poking it, and I didn't inflate it as much as I could because I did not want them falling off and going all over my desk and on the carpet and all that stuff. So I do apologize. The ASMR and the clips might look weird. I just did not want to mess. I don't know if it was just me who had this problem or if other people experienced the same, but I would of course recommend trying different beads, or, as much as it hurts me to say, trying a different texture. But besides the bead fallout, I absolutely love this slime, and I am just a sucker for their cloud creams. I'm telling you guys, you have to try them. Just based on the texture, I would give this one 5 out of 5, but because of the bead fallout and because it is pretty severe, I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is King Sammy's Snow Cone, which is a white to blue icy scented like blueberry slushy. This is a scratch and sniff slime, which was inspired by King Sammy, who invented the ice crushing machine. This slime starts out as a white icy that you get to add blue syrup to, so of course it eventually ends up a blue color. I love the beginning texture for this one. I know I've talked about it before, but ices are one of those textures that Slimers get to interpret in their own way, so it is really cool to see how each Slimer makes icy slimes. For this one in particular, it is a very fluffy and drizzly icy, and it has amazing sizzles to it. I also love that this one has very minimal wetness. Adding the blue syrup to the slime is honestly one of the coolest things I've ever done with a slime. It seriously looks like I'm adding syrup to ice, and I was so shook at how realistic it looks. And of course, mixing the two colors together was really satisfying, and it took quite some time because of the texture of the slime, but I personally love that. And I could definitely be wrong, but I think that the syrup you get to add has activator in it. Again, I'm not sure, but I could definitely feel activator strings after adding some of the blue stuff. I keep calling it syrup, but I know it's probably just water or activator or whatever it is. But I did like that it started to activate it because, of course, when you add liquid to a slime that has instant snow in it, it's going to start activating the snow even more, which can make a slime really underactivated. In part 1, I talked about how generous they were with the add-ins, but this one was very generous. So the beginning part where you saw me add the syrup, and at this point, didn't even add half of what was in that liquid bottle, and I still haven't added it all. Now I am a little afraid of adding more because it is quite stiff at the moment. There's probably a little more activator in that water than I probably thought because it is pretty overactivated at this point, but that is totally on me. I was not paying attention. But regardless, I kept adding it because there's so much in the bottle, and I loved seeing it turn more of a darker color, plus adding the syrup just looks so satisfying to me. I didn't know what to expect out of the scent, but I actually really liked it. It smelled like a sweet berry of some sort, and I'm really glad that it wasn't scented blue raspberry. As much as I love that scent, it is really refreshing to smell something different. Everything about this one was perfect, so it gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Ghostbusters, which is a glow-in-the-dark clear slime that is scented like Fruity Pebbles. It also comes with a ton of ghost female slices in it, and as you guys can see, I got really creative with this one and turned off my lights and shut the curtains on my window so you guys could see it actually glow in the dark. Anyways, this slime was inspired by Ghostbusters, and most people know what it is, but if you don't, they were movies that started in the 80s about a group that tried to catch ghosts. To my surprise, this slime actually came severely overactivated. I did add slime softener or deactivator, whatever you want to call it, but I didn't add a lot, just enough to where I could get some really good pokes out of it and stretch it without it breaking on me. In my experience, when I add too much deactivator, it will actually alter the original texture of the slime. So if it's a thicker clear slime like this one is, which this one is very thick, it will end up becoming slightly jiggly and not thick anymore. So I did take what I think is the best course of action, and I'm just going to let it sit for however long it needs to. Anyways, back to the slime. Like I said, this is a really thick texture, which of course leads to really loud and satisfying bubble pops, and it makes it super holdable, which I love because I'm going to be holding this one quite a lot, especially around Halloween when I'm watching scary movies. This is going to be my go-to. This slime is scented like Fruity Pebbles, and I definitely think that the lemon part of the Fruity Pebbles is really coming through. And of course, I'm going to be describing the lemon scent in probably the weirdest way possible. To me, it smells like cleaning supplies, and not just any cleaning supplies, the type that you usually find either in the kitchen or the bathroom. And I don't care what anyone else says, I think that those types of cleaning supplies smell the best. They smell so good. Tiny story time. When I used to live with my parents, my mom would dedicate Saturdays to cleaning days, which I think most people do, but it was my favorite day because the whole house, especially the bathroom, would smell like cleaning supplies, and I seriously wanted to eat the air. I love that smell. I also love that this slime did not leave any residue on me whatsoever like clear slimes normally do. I think this was perfect. So this one gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. And finally, we have the coolest slime kit I have ever seen. This is Retro Soda Fountain Banana Split, and it has a ton of things that come with it. This slime was inspired by the soda fountains that people would enjoy in the 1960s and even earlier than that. These fountains were very popular among families and couples on dates who would usually end their night sharing a banana split. The base of this slime is a 16-ounce tri-colored cloud cream that is of course scented like strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. So it did mix slightly in transit, which is perfectly normal, but I did my best to separate the 3 into 3 different scoops like a banana split. This slime kit included a strawberry scented clear slime that I added to the strawberry scoop, a pineapple scented jelly slime that I added to the vanilla scoop, and a chocolate scented slime that I added to the chocolate scoop. And I topped all 3 off with a whipped cream inspired clay slime. After that, I added all the female slices, which included strawberry themed sprinkles and female slices, pineapple female slices and sprinkles, and chocolate clay chunks and sprinkles. And then I added the banana charm, which is a Firmasoft charm that of course they make themselves, a cherry charm, which was just like plastic and foam, and then an ice cream scoop, which in the end it kind of looked like a melted sundae, but it still looked really cool, and I'm honestly proud of myself for making that. I also absolutely loved mixing this slime together because it just looked so cool. There are so many different colors and add-ins, and it is just so satisfying to mix stuff like this together. And all the stuff that I added to the sundae, yeah, that wasn't even half of what they gave me. I told you guys, they are generous. This is the rest of all the syrup and the female slices and sprinkles that I did not add to the sundae because there is a lot of it, and I am not complaining because I got to mix all the cool colors together again. Once fully mixed, this slime is a whopping 26 ounces of pure goodness. And what I'm really loving is the texture. It is a moldable and super soft cloud cream. I'm also loving the color. It didn't turn into anything nasty. It just kind of looks like chocolate covered strawberries, something like that. But I think it's beautiful. And because of all those female slices I got to add, this thing has a ton of texture to it. Every single time I squeeze it, I can feel all the different female slices, so it's not just a regular cloud cream. It has so much texture to it. What's really blowing my mind is the scent. Every single thing added to this slime had its own unique scent to it, and to my surprise, I can smell each and every one of them. And it's not gross at all. It smells like a melted banana split, minus the banana, which I don't like bananas, so that's always a plus in my book. I honestly wish that every DIY slime would be this amazing. And of course, this gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. But with that, that is the end of the review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know which slime from this video was your favorite. And don't forget, if you want to buy any of these, to use code PJSlimes for 10% off. And for those who made it to the end of this video, I have a very important question for you. Do you like the smell of cleaning supplies? But anyways, I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.